Horses run wild here on Assateague Island. It's off the coasts of Maryland and Virginia. They've been here since at least the 1700s. But how they arrived is open for debate.
I think the preferred legend is these horses were survivors of a Spanish galleon, wrecking offshore, and they swam, to their to the beach to save their lives, and that's the preferred romantic story that is made famous in the book Misty of Chincoteague, written by Marguerite Henry in 1947.
Well, even at the visitor center, she kind of whispered to me. She goes, "Well, we hear that they came from pirates, but
that's number two." Yes, yeah. Exactly. Pirates put them out here for a food source. But what we do know is local landowners, this is back in the 1600s, early 17th century, they would have livestock, and they were required to fence them at certain times of the year to keep them out of crops. There was fencing and taxes associated with all that. So to get around all that, they would put their livestock out on barrier islands and marsh islands.
There's no question that the horse's history on Assateague is closely tied to its status as a barrier island, which also makes it subject to the best and the worst that nature has to throw her way.
In the 1950s and 60s, a lot of this island was in private ownership, and it was going to be developed into a community similar to Ocean City. It was going to be called Ocean Beach, but along came the Ash Wednesday storm in March of 1962, and it really did a number on this island. It was really kind of the perfect storm, and most of the island was underwater at that time. So the developer, after the storm went on, decided maybe not.
On the other hand, the horse herds on Assateague have proven amazingly resilient.
Unless, it's a storm that comes up really fast and catches them off guard, the horses are used to high tides, they're used to storm, they're used to the wind, they know where the high ground is. Winter is probably the best season for them. They grow a thick woolly coat, and the bugs aren't that bad.
And the horses seem to coexist with some neighbors on the island better than with others.
Chances are they're cattle egrets, and they have a symbiotic relationship with livestock, including our wild horses out here.
Tell me about horses and people.
Yeah, that's our biggest challenge here at the park. Keeping horses and people 40 feet apart. When people drive onto the island, it is pretty amazing to see these beautiful horses everywhere. And I did it myself. I stopped dead in the road when I first came here. I would say probably the majority of the herd is habituated to humans. That doesn't mean they're tame. It means they're used to 1 million visitors here in the park. People have been bit and kicked, and it's serious incidents. There's been stitches and, bad cuts and bruises.
But generally, the horses tolerate the human visitors. And the ponies aren't the island's only attraction.
People have a lot of different experiences when they come here, camping and, hiking trails and backcountry and four-wheel drive use. So there's
and wonderful beaches.
Wonderful beaches, 37 miles of it, absolutely, yep. Do some homework before you come here to Assateague. Not only in how to behave around the wild horses when you're out here, we want you to stay safe and keep your food packed away. Please don't intend on petting or feeding the horses. But also be prepared for the environment too. It's a gorgeous day today. But we can have a lot of biting mosquitoes. We have ticks and biting flies.
If you want to see some of the last wild horses in America and take in a little sun and surf while you're at it, add Assateague Island to your bucket list. For Pet Pals TV, I'm Steve Sweitzer.